What is up, guys? Welcome back to our next episode in the How to Paint series for Monster Fight Club's Borderlands Mr. Torgue's Arena Badassery. This is a Kickstarter that we recently got, and I'm trying to wipe out all of the miniatures as fast as I can with an upload per miniature. So a couple days ago we worked on Flak, and then yesterday we also worked on his pet spider ant right here. And now we are going to work on his pet Jabber. He is already dry brushed, primed and dry brushed, so he's ready to go. So let's get to it. Okay, so this one did take quite a bit of time to find. I did have to Google search it. If you go on Borderlands fandom, it's not the right Jabber that matches the mini that we do have. Okay, so if you look up Google searches, you'll end up finding this picture, but you'll only find this picture if you click on this picture. So you have to click on this picture, it'll bring you to this site, which is gfactoryartistation.com, and it brings you to this, and then you can scroll down, and this is the model that we need, because he has glasses. It shows the tail back here, shows you all of the different pieces, even the ammo on the back there. He has that on this model. So you want to make sure that your model matches up to the picture that you're trying to reference. So now that we have that, we can start painting. Okay, so how we're going to start this one out is with the Jabber. He has a very light peachy look to his skin tone. Now mind you, it does blend into a blue, or like a grayish blue, when it comes to his hands. So what we're going to, and his feet. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay our base coat down, and that base coat is going to be pastel peach. That's going to be his main skin. Now, the skin is going to go all the way around his chest area. It's going to go there. It does get a little darker around his chest, but we can do that. We can hit that later on with something else. But you want to hit that. You want to hit up to here on his back leg. You do want to get his tail all the way to this point at least, and then you want to get his arms to maybe about here, past the spikes. That's where it's going to start blending into a grayish blue. The hair is actually like a reddish orange, or it's like red but it's highlighted with orange, so we can do that. The glasses are a light gray and a darker gray, but his face is multiple blues, so we're going to have to see what we do with his face, because this is a model and the detail on this picture is insane. So let's get this pastel peach out and onto his skin and see how we're looking. Alright, so we have most of the skin done, if not all of the skin done. Do remember that there is the inside there too, so it's very hard to reach, but it's manageable. You can do it. I did it, so you can definitely do it. What we're going to do now is we're going to work on the red. So we're going to use a lighter red. I think it's just going to be a matte red, and we're going to get it on the fur and the tail, because that's where the red is. There is also some red on his glove, but we'll see if we can hit that later on when we start working on the hands. Alright, so now with the red on there, we want to work on Tenebrow Gray, because there is some very dark spots on here, but not pitch black. So we are going to hit those spots up. Those spots will be like the back of the ears here. It'll also be parts of his knuckles, but his knuckles are kind of underground, basically, like they're on the ground. So we don't have to deal with that, but the spikes that come off of his shoulders here, or his elbows, that is another piece. Also facial features. He does have like a dark around the glasses, the pieces that hang down right here, and also his little spikes on the side here and the trim. So any spikes except for the shoulder pad armor, that's Tenebrau gray. So we're going to hit Tenebrau up, and then I guess we will work on the blues. Okay, so before jumping into the, it looks to be like a mixture of purple and blue, and then a lighter blue. So I'm going to have to mix that. But before we get into that, there are brown on him. So the brown basically goes around his belt back here. And then there is actually a leather piece under his chest. So I'm going to have to try to hit that as best as I can. I want to get that over with now, because if there's any mistakes, I can go back, I can fix it before any of the crazy shit. Okay, so now what you're going to want to do is pull out a purple, and you want to mix it with a blue a little bit. So I am going to do a magenta. I'm going to do a magenta because it's not, I think magenta will mix with a blue pretty well, and the blue that I'm going to use is probably a Russian blue light. That's how I'm going to do the skin until it blends into the peach. So we're going to have to do it darker at the bottom and then blend it as we go up, because that's how it kind of shows on the picture. Same with the face. On the outside it's darker, and then it blends into a very light blue on the inside. Okay, so that is now on there. It looks like a shit mess turd right now, but you gotta trust the process, okay? So I used a technique called wet blending. Wet blending is basically taking two wet paints, and you can put one on one side, one on the other side, and in the middle you can kind of blend them together. It gives it a good transition. So that's kind of what I did with the arms and the face and stuff. It's subtle, but it's there. That's all that matters. So what we're going to do now is we are going to hit the metallic parts with a gray. We're going to hit it with a gray because we're going to dust over that with a metallic later, so it doesn't like have too much of a shine, but just enough there that you can see what it is. So we're going to do that, and then we are going to work on the bandage area. So that would be like a light tan color, like a pale sand, or it could even be a vampire flesh, anything like that, a fleshy color, because that's what a bandage kind of goes for. Okay, so all of our base colors are on there. This thing does look like a turd. I mean, I'm only saying that because there's way too many colors with this. It's so wacky. But I think once we put our Gravelord Gray over this as a glaze, I think it will all come together. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the Gravelord Gray on there, and then I'm going to work on the base, which we're going to put a Rhinox hide on as our first coat. I honestly think that a Jabber model is just really hard to read because there's just so much shit going on. But once we get the highlights on here, I think it might do. So, I mean, it is a Jabber. You can tell it's a Jabber. Maybe it's just because it's a Jabber. I don't know. This one is a little bit more difficult to do because of underneath his legs and shit, and having to get the dirt under. It's just a bunch of crazy shit with this model. But we're making good timing. We're going to do the highlights. We're going to dry brush some light earth over the dirt, and then we're going to add some grass, and the model will be done. Alright guys, so this is the Jabber all finished, and it's insane. Like I'm not too fond of the Jabbers like as a creature type, and I think it shows in the painting too. I definitely did my best to follow the picture. It looks exactly like the picture, but maybe it's just me because of how I am with jabbers, I guess. I'm not the biggest jabber fan. I don't know. The more I look at it, the more I do like it. But I really think the problem is that I just don't like jabbers that much. Like, I love skags. I think spider ants are amazing. But when they brought jabbers in, it just, to me, it just didn't fit in to Borderlands a little bit. But it does in the same sense because you're also not on Pandora when you see these. But yeah, I mean, I think he looks good. He looks good. I I gotta stop being a bitch is what I gotta stop doing. So yeah. Um if you like this video, if this video helped you out in any way on helping you paint your jabber, be sure to smash that like button. Also, hit the like button if this was a video that you kind of listened to in the background for entertainment while you were painting your miniatures. Um, and also subscribe if you haven't already, because that does help our channel out a lot. And if you do watch my painting tutorials on the Borderlands, Mr. Torgue's Arena of Badassery miniatures, and you have friends that would need that sort of help with their painting process, be sure to share this video or the other videos with them as well, because it kind of gets our videos out there. As always, thank you guys for watching. Our next video, we are going to be tackling the skag, because that is the final pet that we need to do for Flak. So once that's done, all of Flak's miniatures will be finished. So that is good. Of course, you don't need to use, I mean, obviously in this game, I'm pretty sure you use that in these creatures with Flak, but in Bunkers and Badasses, I could use a Jabber as an enemy and also as Flak's pet. Same thing with the Spider Ant and all the Skags. I have Skags at the gate, so that's going to be something to tackle as well. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.